Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. I just can't stand the ignorance and the lies still coming out of Team Amber. And I'm talking about Amber's girlfriend, bestie, Eve Barlow, who just wants to keep poking the bear, trying to play the victim. And I'm over it. I'm over it. And I'm over it because you lied. You lied about me. You lied in a court of law. Elaine lied on your behalf. You have no basis to talk about what's truthful anymore when you yourself tricked the judge and gave her a false Instagram post to kick someone out of the court of law. You are a complete fraud. And that's why people are mad at you. And they're mad at you because they are so angry that you keep lying. You keep going out screaming as if everyone's coming and attacking you when you've turned off the comments. I can't even comment to you if I wanted to. So where are these comments coming from, Miss Barlow? Let's keep it honest. Where are they coming from? You've turned off comments. Yet you get all these things that you won't show us. Whenever I post, thousands of comments calling me ugly, misgendering me, accusing me of profiteering, lying, golding, tell me I deserve to be. Excuse me? Okay, if anybody is doing this, first of all, you're scum. No one should be doing that to anybody. I don't care how much you dislike them. So Eve, show us. Post the screenshots. Let's get those people banned from this platform because they shouldn't be here. We all agree to that. You're just over-exaggerating, playing the victim. Maybe you've gotten one nasty person. I know they exist. I've gotten them too, Eve. I'm not going to sit here and cry after the two extreme Amber Heard supporters who come after me with stuff like that. No, let's be better than that. But let's also expose these scumbags because they're few and far between, and that's the reality here. Now, the reason why they don't like you, the reason why the main gripe seems to be that we keep posting, that it's the harm, that they want us to shut up, they want us to not speak, they want to take away our voice. This trial might just be the first determined by social media, a true failure of justice. Okay, first of all, that's not the gripe. So I wanted to make a video to explain the gripe, to explain why you are no longer helping because you were caught to be a liar. And let's break down how you were caught to be a liar numerous times. Shall we, Eve? Please, come on the show. You keep saying you don't want to have a dialogue. Let's have a civil conversation breaking this down, Eve. I will open up the airwaves. You can have I will send you a Zoom link. Let's have it out, Eve. You want to talk to us calmly? Let's try to do it. Can you? Can you be actually honest and civil, or do you need to have your own tricks on social media to keep lying with the fake nonsense that you keep doing? I'm curious, Eve. Here's an open invite. Come on, defend yourself. Defend Amber. I tried to do it before, but let's start there. Is this you, Andy? Then she shared the headline that I'm, the false headline about me. I responded, nice to meet you, and to know Miss Heard and her cronies are getting so desperate, they'll share more lies. That false headlines from years ago, that awful company later shut down. I won a settlement, proved that woman lied. She embarrassed actual survivors. Reminds me of someone. She wrote, desperate? Please. You're providing a platform to a YouTuber who gives a temporary ban for violating community guidelines by presenting information that wasn't public record as part of his ongoing conspiracy fantasy. Go away with your hysteria about more lies. Oh, this doesn't age well. I was defending Tug, for the record, because they banned him for something, I don't even know, something that was record that they then they got his channel banned. He came back. He wasn't banned, Eve, so it must not have been that bad, was it? You just shared lies about me in a desperate attempt to discredit me and arm Amber's minions, and you claim to be a journalist? Would you like to correct your tweet or come on my platform sometime to clear up some questions on behalf of Amber? Just let me know. I'm not desperate, Andy, and no thanks. I don't speak on behalf of Amber. Okay, Eve. I also don't claim to be a journalist. I actively work as one. Enjoy your weekend now. Says the active journalist I've never engaged with before who tweeted out a false old story to discredit and defame me. Then, when corrected, won't adjust or apologize all over a story that has nothing to do with her, but someone she can't speak on behalf of. Okay, you're definitely not desperate. So yes, already, that was my history with Eve Barlow. She then blocked me. We've never engaged on social media since. But let's talk about some of the lies. Let's talk about some of the lies. She violated court orders and on phones barely an hour after trial began. Fact. Elaine Bredoff violated protective order in her opening, then blatantly lied to the judge's face about Eve not being present during openings. What more could you expect from a team of dirty players? As this court order says, she was not in the court. Elaine's like, oh, well, I can attest. She wasn't there. Hold on, I'll make sure I find the exact Well, here it is. Let me just back up a little bit. Miss Barlow was not here during the opening. She was not present in the courtroom during. Oh yeah, who's that? Who's that, Eve? During the opening statements, which would be the first day, which was live, which we have lots of video evidence on. That looks like you. That certainly looks like. Huh? I thought you were not. I thought you guys didn't lie. Interesting. Here, Amber's attorney just blatantly lied. Why were you on the phone? You were sitting with the public at that point on your phone. We caught you. You were doing a lot of sneaky stuff. You also lied about Gina. You found an old Instagram post that you purposely cropped to try to discredit her and then put her on the spot. And because Gina wasn't a liar, and it's pretty hard to find all the. I'd love to have asked Whitney. You think Whitney wasn't watching anything, Eve? Huh. You really think Amber's sister wasn't watching any news? Okay, Eve, sure. But you guys are telling the truth. You guys are the victims. This is why we don't believe you, Eve. You're just a hypocrite. You're scum. You're a fraud. You are an absolute fraud, and you've been caught, and Amber's going to turn on you next. She is. Get ready for it, and don't say we didn't warn you. Because that's what she's done all over. I want to go back and scroll through some more things that she shares, some more of the hypocrisy as we just continue to roast Eve Barlow. It's funny, Morgan from Hicksville also has been roasting her as well. I wish he'd come on the show. I'd love to get his perspective. I think he's going elsewhere, but I hope some of those dudes, people, the trio from Hicksville will come on to testify, because it's funny seeing him out there. Not funny, it's nice to see him fighting for the truth, because that's what we're fighting here. I think he said our coverage was biased towards Johnny. Dude, I'm biased towards the truth, and it seems like you are as well. That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. And Eve isn't helping matters. Talk about someone who's biased. I scrolled down to sort of catch some of her old tweets over the past week. You have more in common with Amber than you think. She didn't want to testify to the gruesome allegations in front of the world because the truth of them is painful. And guess what? You don't want to believe that your favorite pirate was capable of them. Must suck for you. Protect the man with scissors for hands at all costs, especially at the cost of a woman's right to speak to her experiences. So he doesn't have a right to speak? He's just lying. Jury found out that jury of 7 people who sat there, they decided that she was lying. So I'm confused why she gets more rights than he does. And he didn't want to testify either. I'm so sick of this lie and this spin. Dude, they agreed to a settlement, Eve. They agreed to a settlement. She couldn't help herself. She constantly was out there talking about it. And then when anybody, Doug Stanhope, all these people came forward to tell the truth, she went after them. And then let's not forget the money. Oh, the pledge. Sorry, she was pledging this money. Well, that pledge is still due. Now she owes money to Johnny and to the Children's Hospital and to the ACLU. Wonder when all that money's going to get paid, Eve. Just those pledges. She's being honest. Got it. And then don't even get me started on this Michelle Dauber person. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I hope it's never your best friend or your sister or your daughter. Get a life, you freaks. Well, a lot of them are. It is theirs, is the sad reality. And they reacted because Amber really triggered them, because Amber reminded them of their abusers. That's what's happening here, Eve. And you just want to discredit them all. None of them matter. Nope, none of them matter. And then after it all was going, we are deeply concerned about how the coverage of this trial, including disclosure of serious abuse, were used for global entertainment purposes. This is, dude. It's a civil case. She didn't have to open up about it. She had every opportunity to do it when it was private. She didn't. She put it in a headline. Why didn't she want to talk about it? If she didn't want to talk about it, don't put it in the headline. And then the story's changed. I don't know what else you want to do. We listened. We didn't buy it. There's audio tape of this alleged encounter that I don't know why these Me Too organization, it's why the most of them aren't. There's a select few of ignorant people who are just doing it for the cause. The audio in Australia, you can't tell me, any of you can't tell me that Dr. Kipper and Nurse Debbie, who were there after that incident, wouldn't have attended to her injuries. Now, might they have covered it up for Johnny based on this whole conspiracy? You guys are spouting a conspiracy too. Everyone's lying. Everyone's just being paid off by Johnny and lying on his behalf. That's the conspiracy you're peddling. You're telling me, though, when we have audio tape, when they didn't know they were being recorded, it didn't get to come into the courts, did it, Eve? No. But we heard it. You're telling me, not only do they say Amber did it to Johnny, but you're telling me they didn't attend to Amber's injuries after all that she said? That's bullshit. Like that is such a huge fact that you guys just keep glossing over. The way she described what happened, which it sucks she had to describe it, anyone would have to describe that publicly. I agree with you. But the reality is, I don't think it happened. Because if it did, the way she described it, the doctor, the nurse, they would have tended to her. Now, even per your conspiracy, they might have covered it up. They might have lied for Johnny. Fine. They didn't know they were being recorded. And we can hear them on that tape. They are not concerned about her at all. They've inspected her. They've given her medication. They would have saw the damage done, and they saw none of it. You're telling me they are so accustomed to covering up for Johnny, they just ignored her wounds? I mean, Eve, what planet are you on? Enough. This is so awful for victims. And people who don't actually know the evidence. And I bet you $1 million that the people out here that are defending this haven't heard the Australia audio because they didn't let it come into court. Why? Because Dr. Kipper's on the tape and he didn't give permission. Go listen to the tape. Imagine transcribing the horrific text messages in Amber's testimony and still acting less. Imagine hearing Amber on audio to all that she did and still defending her. Right back at you, teen vampire. My God, write how you, if you want to write something, invest, maybe how about how there's a campaign of hate against this woman. Start with today's latest hashtags, new jobs for Amber. Yeah, why do we hate her? Because she lied about the worst crime in the world. I just told you why. And I'd love for you to come tell me why that's not true. Let's talk about facts, Eve. Come on. You afraid? I'll let you speak. I won't come at you hard. We'll have a fair conversation. Any reports on her either lying or contradicting herself in the stand are red flags. She did neither. She had to change her own testimony, though, didn't she, Eve? She did. Oh, I pledged. I didn't donate. They're the same thing to me. You've been hacked by Deppanon. And to be honest, I don't blame you because they are the senseless mob that promoted and fueled this grand miscarriage of justice. Do better. Yeah, the jury and the judge were hacked by them. How offensive. You guys just can't accept the loss. And you lost. You didn't think you were gonna, but you did. All the evidence, the mountain of evidence, crumbled because there wasn't any. There just wasn't any. This further victim will embolden abusers to take the law, coerce, and silence. Lies. Victims, speak up. Always speak up. We're still listening. But make sure you document it all. Make sure you go right away. We have to empower victims to stand up and feel strong and support them when they come forward, especially in the moment with evidence. Take the photos, encourage them to, because society is tough. It is, but it's tough for a purpose because there are Amber Heards now out there. If anything made it harder, it was Amber. Amber has now muddied the waters because she was caught lying. The jury agreed, and that's what ultimately happened. If the abuse was bad, it's unstoppable now. Yeah, because the verdict is the answer. That's how the legal system works. That's how justice works. And typically, we don't get a verdict like this because it doesn't usually get this far. But Johnny was able to get it this far, to his credit, and he deserves the win because he proved it. It's insane to me. The verdict has given the world permission to abuse Amber and anyone who advocates for her. No, first of all, I don't support anyone doing that. Criticism, frustration, us talking about this public case, which she made public by saying it in the op-ed that she didn't have to write. And she didn't even write it. She wrote it to promote her movie, and the Washington Post wanted it, and ACLU. If anything, Amber should be upset at the ACLU. Amber should sue them and be like, you know what? I didn't even write this piece. I just agreed and thought it was okay. But no, she had to be so stubborn in this that now she's on the... She never thought it would happen this far. She just didn't, I don't believe. You cannot legitimately dispute that. It says a lot about what this verdict means. No, it means you are trying to spin the truth, and we're not going to allow it. That's what's actually happening here. Look, there's so much here we could go through as she and the retweets. And now the one thing I wanted to mention, we're going to talk about this. I have Christopher Melcher talked about the Angelina Jolie verdict. He thinks this, and now I really believe it too. This whole idea of Brad Pitt's going to turn this into a Johnny Depp trial, that came from Team Jolie. That came from her. Her PR team is vicious. And they've been vicious towards Brad this whole time. Nobody hates Brad except for Team Angelina. No, nobody does. There's one incident on a plane that we don't know what happened. All we know is he's able to see his kids. And this is a huge, more complicated story. And I don't like that either of them are still fighting this for the sake of the kids. I'm team kids always. But seeing what Jolie's done to Brad now about the vineyard, which was vindictive. This was a vengeful move she did. It's really sick. And I wanted to get to this point because Eve's most recent, there's so much here we could go through and just complain about, but she keeps retweeting all this support. Looks like we'll be seeing another bisexual woman dragged by the court by her older ex to air out dirty laundry and make her look like a Gone Girl style manipulator on the world stage. I wonder what inspired Pitt to take this kind of legal action. Now this woman, I hate to be calling these people out, but they're making it public and I don't know why. This woman just wants attention and is going towards it. And she went out there, and I've gone on a rant about this, and she even said, I hesitate to ask people for tips or become the Patreon the way I usually would when I do a viral essay because I do not want to profit off this trial. But that said, I had to take a day off work today and deal with the mental strain from all of this. So please pay me. It's upsetting to see my words used for traffic by an aggregation site like Newsweek. It's also shitty to see a YouTuber reacting to my tweets as he pushes his viewers to send him money on a Cash App. Stop profiting off survivors. Stop churning out content at our expense like you're doing to Johnny right here. Right back at you, sister. As I called you out, as you pointed out, money, buy me, pay for me, just join. Hey, please, are you a rich, handsome benefactor? It's only $20 a month to become a patron of Ella Dawson. And then they block you when you call it out. I am so over these hypocrites. These are Amber defenders. They don't let you comment, and then if you do somehow get a comment or retweet a quote tweet, you're blocked. There's no conversation. There's no civil discourse. It's you're wrong. You're misogynist. You are taking us back. We are step backwards. Blah, 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 blah. Eve Barlow, it's sickening what you're doing here. I can't stomach it anymore. You obviously are supporting your girlfriend. Okay. If you don't want to deal with this, then actually address it. So many of you think this trial is about celebrities and talk so it's a war on women's right to speak. She spoke. She had every right to speak. She's been speaking about it forever. She wouldn't stop speaking about it. And to the point where Johnny, numerous times, dealt with it privately. Gave her a settlement. They signed the NDA. Again, did it. She had to go publicly and called TMZ when she got the restraining order. It's a woman who always is making this public. And at this point, Johnny's like, I don't know what else to do. I got to take this to court. And so I'm so glad he did because the movement is pivoting because we aren't just going to believe all women. DV has no gender, Eve Barlow. And your girl got caught. That's what this is about. And you're mad. And you refuse to accept it because you've drank her Kool-Aid. But enough about this. It's a war on a woman's right to speak. Everyone's allowed to speak, but you're not allowed to speak to Eve Barlow. I can't reply. I can't reply to her. Oh, but I'm getting bothered by so many commenters. You hypocrite and you fraud. Let's really ham this out. Come on, have a conversation. Hell, I'll meet on a neutral place if you don't want to come here. I don't care. I'm just sick of you spitting these lies. And you don't seem to want to talk to anybody who's going to challenge your lies, who's going to spin your narrative. Why? I urge you, let's have a conversation. Name the place, name the time. I will be there, and I will be fair, and I'll be civil. Can you handle it? Or are you afraid? Please let me know. If you want to wait to see if that happens, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for all alerts, smash the like button, and leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts on all this? Does it frustrate you just like it frustrates me? Tell me, and make sure to stay tuned for more content here on Popcorn Planet. And yes, I'll monetize it because this is my job, and I'm not going to be shamed by it. So thank you all for your supporters.